Unit 3, Interference, the Pitcher, and Balks. Interference 2.0a. Offensive interference is an act by the team at bat which interferes with, obstructs, impedes, hinders, or confuses any fielder attempting to make a play. If the umpire declares the batter, runner, or a runner out for interference, all other runners shall return to the last base that was in the judgment of the umpire legally touched at the time of interference, unless otherwise provided by these rules. 6.06c. Batter is out for a legal action when he interferes with the catcher's fielding or throwing by stepping out of the batter's box or making any other movement that hinders the catcher's play at home plate. With 2 outs, batter is out. With less than 2 outs, the runner is called out. Exception. Batter is not out if any runner attempting to advance is put out or if runner trying to score is called out for batter's interference. 6.05h. Batter is out when, after hitting or bunting a fair ball, his bat hits the ball a second time in fair territory. The ball is dead and no runners may advance. If the batter-runner drops his bat and the ball rolls against the bat in fair territory, in the umpire's judgment there was no intention to interfere with the course of the ball is alive and in play. I. After hitting or bunting a foul ball, he intentionally deflects the course of the ball in any manner while running to first base. The ball is dead and no runners may advance. Interference shall be called and runners return to the last legal base touch. K. In running the last half of the distance from home base to first base, while the ball is being fielded to first base, he runs outside to the right of the 3-foot line or runner's lane, or inside to the left of, and in the umpire's judgment, in doing so interferes with the fielder taking the throw at first base, in which case the ball is dead, except that he may run outside to the right of the 3-foot line or to the left of the foul line to avoid a fielder attempting to field a batted ball. When an intervening play occurs and a runner attempting to score crosses home base before the interference occurs, the batter-runner is out, but the run still scores. 7.09. It is interference by a batter or runner when A. After a third strike, he hinders the catcher's attempt to field the ball. B. He intentionally deflects the course of a foul ball in any manner. C. Before 2 are out and a runner on third base, the batter hinders a fielder in making a play at home base. The runner is out. D. Any member or members of the offensive team stand or gather around any base to which a runner is advancing to confuse, hinder, or add difficulty to the fielder. Such runner shall be declared out for the interference of his teammate or teammates. 6.05g. His fair ball touches him before touching a fielder. 7.09k. A fair ball touches him on fair territory before touching a fielder. If a fair ball goes through or by an infielder and touches a runner immediately back of him, or touches the runner after having been deflected by a fielder, the umpire shall not declare the runner out for being touched by a batted ball. In making such decision, the umpire must be convinced that the ball passed through or by the fielder, and that no other infielder had the chance to make a play on the ball. If in the judgment of the umpire, the runner deliberately and intentionally kicks such a batted ball on which the infielder has missed the play, then the runner shall be called out for interference. If the ball gets by, directly behind the fielder, then hits a runner, and no other fielder can make a play on the batted ball, then no interference shall be called. The runner is out when 7.08f. He is touched by a fair ball in fair territory before the ball has touched or passed an infielder. The ball is dead, and no runner may score. No runners advance except runners forced to advance. Exception: if a runner is touching his base when touched by an infield fly, he is not out, although the batter is out. If hit off the bag, the runner is out and the batter is out. 7.08b. He intentionally interferes with a thrown ball or hinders a fielder attempting to make a play on a batted ball. 7.08 Comment. A runner who is adjudged to have hindered a fielder who is attempting to make a play on a batted ball is out whether it was intentional or not. If, however, the runner has contact with a legally occupied base when he hinders the fielder, he shall not be called out unless, in the umpire's judgment, such hindrance is intentional. The following penalty shall apply. With less than 2 out, the umpire shall declare both runner and batter out. With 2 out, the umpire shall declare the batter out. Interference by a batter or runner when J. He fails to avoid a fielder who is attempting to field a batted ball, or intentionally interferes with a thrown ball, provided that if 2 or more fielders attempt to field a batted ball and the runner comes in contact with one or more of them, the umpire shall determine which fielder is entitled to the benefit of this rule, and shall not declare the runner out for coming in contact with a fielder other than the one the umpire determines to be entitled to field such a ball. 6.05m. Batter is out when a preceding runner shall, in the umpire's judgment, intentionally interfere with a fielder who is attempting to catch a thrown ball or to throw a ball in attempt to complete a play. 7.09g. If, in the judgment of the umpire, a batter-runner willfully and deliberately interferes with a batted ball, or a fielder in the act of fielding a batted ball, or a fielder in the act of fielding a batted ball, with the obvious intent to break up a double play, the ball is dead. The umpire shall call the batter-runner out for interference, and shall also call out the runner who advanced closest to the home plate, regardless where the double play might have been. In no event shall bases be run because of such interference. In the judgment of the umpire, the base coach at third or first base, by touching or holding the runner, physically assists him in returning or to leave third or first base. Interference is called, and the runner is declared out. E. Any batter or runner who has just been put out, or any runner who has just scored, hinders or impedes any following play being made on a runner. Such runner shall be declared out for the interference of his teammate. 5.08. If a thrown ball accidentally touches a base coach, or a pitched or thrown ball touches an umpire, the ball is alive and in play. However, if the coach interferes with a thrown ball, the runner is out. 7.11. The players, coaches, or any member of an offensive team shall vacate any space, including both dugouts, needed by a fielder who is attempting to field a batted or thrown ball. Batter-runner is called out. 7.09d. Any member or members of the offensive team stand or gather around a base to which a runner is advancing to confuse, hinder, or add to the difficulty of the fielders. Such runner shall be declared out for interference of his teammates. 7.09i. With a runner on third base, the base coach leaves the box and acts in any manner to draw a throw by a fielder. The runner in which they are trying to make a play on is called out for coach's interference. The pitcher. 8.01a. In the wind-up position, the pitcher may step and throw at first and third base without disengaging from the rubber. If he does disengage, he becomes an infielder. 8.01e. If the pitcher removes his pivot foot off the back of the rubber, he becomes an infielder. If the pitcher steps towards a base but does not throw the ball, he then becomes an infielder. 8.02. The pitcher shall not A. 1. Bring his pitching hand in contact with his mouth or lips while inside the 18-foot circle. If the pitcher does this, a ball shall be called. If a pitch is thrown and the batter reaches first base, he remains at first base. 2. Spit on the ball, or either hand or glove. Rub the ball on his glove, person, or clothing. Apply a foreign substance of any kind to the ball. Deface the ball in any manner. Or deliver a ball altered in a manner presented by Rule 8.02a 2 through 5, or what is called the shine ball, spit ball, mud, or emery ball. The pitcher is allowed to rub the ball between his hands. Penalty for violation of any of the aforementioned rules. A. The pitcher shall be ejected immediately from the game and shall be suspended automatically. A. If a play follows the violation called by the umpire, the manager of the team at bat may advise the umpire-in-chief that he elects to accept the play. Such election shall be made immediately at the end of the play. However, if the batter reaches first base on a hit, error, base on balls, hit batsman, or otherwise, and no other runner is put out before advancing at least one base, the play shall proceed without reference to the violation. Player is still ejected. Even though the team at bat elects to take the play, the violation shall be recognized, and the penalties in subsection A are still in effect. If the manager of the team at bat does not elect to accept the play, the umpire-in-chief shall call an automatic ball, and if there are any runners on base, a balk. B. The umpire shall be the sole judge on whether any portion of this rule has been violated. 8.03c. Intentionally delay the game by throwing the ball to players other than the catcher when the batter is in position, except in an attempt to retire a runner. Penalty. If after a warning by the umpire such delayed action is repeated, the pitcher shall be removed from the game. D. Intentionally pitch at a batter. If in the umpire's judgment such a violation occurs, the umpire may either elect to expel the pitcher or the manager and the pitcher from the game, or may warn the pitcher or manager of both teams that another such pitch will result in the immediate expulsion of that pitcher. 8.04. When the bases are unoccupied, the pitcher shall deliver the ball to the batter within 12 seconds after he receives the ball. Each time the pitcher delays the game by violating this rule, the umpire shall call a ball. The 12-second timing starts when the pitcher is in possession of the ball and the batter is in the box, alert to the pitcher. The timing stops when the pitcher releases the ball. The intent of this rule is to avoid unnecessary delays. The umpire shall insist that the catcher return the ball promptly to the pitcher and that the pitcher take his position on the rubber promptly. Obvious delay by the pitcher should instantly be penalized by the umpire. Ambidextrous pitchers. 6.15. Each pitcher-batter can switch once per at-bat when an ambidextrous pitcher is on the mound. If the pitcher and batter refuse to get on the mound and in the box, the pitcher is required to choose first. 8.05. If there is a runner or runners on base, it is a balk when A. The pitcher, while touching his plate, makes any motion naturally associated with his pitch and fails to make such a delivery. B. The pitcher, while touching his plate, feints a throw to first base or third base and fails to complete the throw. C. The pitcher, while touching his plate, fails to step directly toward a base before throwing to that base. D. The pitcher, while touching his plate, throws or feints a throw to an unoccupied base, except for the purpose of making a play. E. The pitcher makes an illegal pitch. Comment. A quick pitch is an illegal pitch. Umpires will judge a quick pitch as one delivered before the batter is reasonably set in the batter's box. With runners on base, the penalty is a balk. With no runners on base, it is a ball. The quick pitch is dangerous and should not be permitted. F. The pitcher delivers the ball to the batter while he is not facing the batter. G. The pitcher makes any motion naturally associated with his pitch while he is not touching the pitcher's plate. H. The pitcher unnecessarily delays the game. Warning is given first. If repeating offenders continue to delay the game, the pitcher shall be ejected. I. The pitcher, without having the ball, stands on or astride the pitcher's plate, or while off of the plate, he feints a pitch. The pitcher, after coming to a legal pitching position, removes one hand from the ball other than in an actual pitch or throwing to a base. K. The pitcher, while touching his plate, accidentally or intentionally drops the ball. I. The pitcher, while giving an intentional base on balls, pitches when the catcher is not in the catcher's box. A. The pitcher delivers the pitch from the set position without coming to a complete stop. Penalty. The ball is dead, but not immediately, and each runner shall advance one base without liability to be put out, unless the batter reaches first base on a hit, error, base on balls, a hit batter, or otherwise, and all other runners advance at least one base, in which case the play proceeds without reference to the balk. 8.01d. If the pitcher makes an illegal pitch with the bases unoccupied, it shall be called a ball unless the batter reaches first base on a hit, an error, a base on balls, or a hit batsman or otherwise. D. Comment. A ball which slips out of the pitcher's hand and crosses the foul line shall be called a ball. Otherwise, it will be called a no pitch. This would be a balk with runners on base.